Hawkins, and today we are going to go over the hypophyseal portal system. In order to understand the hypophyseal portal system, I have created a model that showcases some of its step-by-step processes. This hypophyseal portal system works through a series of blood vessels connecting two capillary networks, and in this case connects the hypothalamus to the anterior pituitary. The hypothalamus uses this portal system in order to operate. The hypothalamus secretes specific regulatory hormones that reach the anterior pituitary via the portal system. These regulatory hormones stimulate the anterior pituitary to secrete a specific hormone in the body. These specific hormones secreted by the anterior pituitary have the ability to turn on an endocrine gland. The endocrine gland then has the ability to operate in a way that responds to that initial stimulus by the hypothalamus. And in this way, everything works as a cause and effect. The hypothalamus secretes regulatory hormones, which reach the anterior pituitary, which secretes its hormones to the endocrine gland, which comes up with a response. To understand this topic more in depth, I will take you through some of the key components of the hypophyseal portal system. In addition, I'll show you some of the key hormones that are secreted by the hypothalamus and reach the anterior pituitary, and then some of the hormones secreted by the anterior pituitary that reach specific target organs, and what the response is of those target organs. And hopefully we'll have a better understanding of the hypophyseal portal system as a whole. We start with the hypothalamus, which controls the production of hormones in the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland by secreting regulatory hormones. The hypothalamus secretions enter the bloodstream very easily because endothelial cells lining the capillaries are very permeable. This means they allow relatively large molecules to enter or leave the blood. The hypophyseal portal system uses portal veins, where blood vessels line two capillary networks. In this case, it links the capillary network of the hypothalamus and the anterior pituitary. First, we'll start by going over three of the hormones that the hypothalamus secretes. First, we start with thyroid-releasing hormone, which stimulates the secretion of thyroid-stimulating hormone by the anterior pituitary. Next, we have corticotropin-releasing hormone, which stimulates the release of ACTH by the anterior pituitary. The third and last hormone we'll cover from the hypothalamus is gonadotropin-releasing hormone, which stimulates the production of gonadotropins. All of these hormones reach the anterior pituitary, which secretes hormones known as tropic hormones that turn on endocrine glands or support the functions of other organs. Let's now take a look at some of the hormones secreted by the anterior pituitary and where they go. The first hormone is thyroid-stimulating hormone, which triggers the release of thyroid hormones. Thyroid-stimulating hormone reaches the thyroid gland, which releases thyroid hormones and has a calorogenic effect where a cell consumes more energy. The thyroid hormone released by the thyroid gland causes elevated rates of O2 consumption. It increases the heart rate and force of contraction, increasing sympathetic sensitivity, and stimulates red blood cell production. Next, we have follicle-stimulating hormone produced by the anterior pituitary, which promotes follicle development in females, stimulates secretion of estrogen, and in males stimulates nerve cells, which promotes maturation of the sperm. FSH production inhibited by inhibin. The target organ of follicle-stimulating hormone are the ovaries and the testes. The ovaries secretes estrogen and progestin that prepare the body for pregnancy. The testes have interstitial cells that make androgens, which are male sex hormones. One of the major ones is testosterone. Next, we have luteinizing hormone, which induces ovulation, promotes secretion of estrogens and progestins, and also stimulates secretion of androgens, stimulated by gonadotropin-releasing hormone. Luteinizing hormone also targets the ovaries and the testes. In the ovaries, it causes it to secrete estrogen, which is a female sex and reproductive hormone, and also to secrete inhibin. The testes also secrete inhibin, which suppresses the release of gonadotropin-releasing hormone as well as follicle-stimulating hormone. The last hormone we'll cover is ACTH, also known as corticotropin. This stimulates the release of steroid hormones. It specifically targets cells that produce glucocorticoids, which affect the glucose metabolism. ACTH reaches the adrenal cortex and causes the release of steroid hormones. It also causes the release of cortisol by the adrenal gland. This accelerates glucose synthesis and glycogen formation. It also shows anti-inflammatory effects by inhibiting white blood cells and other immune components. We must remember that this whole system works through negative feedback. Negative feedback controls the rate at which the hypothalamus secretes its regulatory hormones. When enough hormone is secreted, it stops secreting it.